to you. This book is called Dasher Gets Adopted. Now, we know that, and I want you to know that if you know of any dog that gets adopted, or any friend or child or adult that you know that it says it's been adopted, that's very special because someone picked you out, or picked that dog out specifically because they thought you were something special. That's a neat thing. Dasher gets adopted. Dasher lived at the Greyhound Racing Park. Oh, by the way, I might need your assistance, your help when I ask you for something. But, alright? Alright. Dasher lived at the Greyhound Racing Park. Her favorite thing to do was running around the circular track. She also loved being with all her friends. How many of you guys got friends? Raise your hand. Yeah, nice. Nice. One day, Dasher learned she was being adopted and would be moving away from the racetrack. She was scared when Georgia and John, her new owners, led her to their car. In the back seat, Dasher met Bobby, Georgia and John's little boy. They kept looking for her at her and smiling. Dasher thought they must be taking her to another racing track.
I wish I had a Greyhound, but I have a Lab.
Dasher squeezed in next to Bobby. The car swaying and turning made the stomach queasy. You guys ever had a queasy stomach riding in a car too long? No? I had one. Oh, I want to tell you about that. She put her head down and napped, thinking everything would be just as it had been before. That's what they do, allow them to curl right up next to you. Especially when you don't have enough room on the couch already.
I think I'm sniffing my dog.
After a while, the car stopped and Dasher was happy to get out and stretch her long legs. After a quick shake from head to tail, she was ready to see her Greyhound friends. How many of you guys see a dog shake, especially after being run? Yeah? How do they do it? Do they go, show me, show me. Yeah, that's boy. Sometimes water goes everywhere. George and John invited Dasher into a building that looked nothing like the dog track. She had expected to see kennel beds and dogs, but there were tables, chairs, and unfamiliar items instead. Dasher sniffed, but couldn't smell anything familiar. She listened, but she couldn't hear any barking. She looked around, but didn't see any of her friends. That must be a little scary for a dog the first time going to a new home. What do you think? Yeah? Dasher trembled with disappointment and fear. Why had she moved here? Did she do something wrong? Was she bad? Bobby, smiling and talking non-stop, walked her around this new house. Somebody asked about steps. When they came upon the stairwell, Dasher froze and stared way up. She had never climbed so many stairs at the dog track. They placed Dasher's paws on the front steps as they went by the time. Excuse me. They placed Dasher's paws on the step as they went. By the time they reached the top, Dasher was doing it on her own. Stairs weren't so hard after all. Sometimes you have to practice and give something a try. You don't want to quit right away just because the first time something didn't work out. How many of you are good at math? How many of you have some trouble with math? Yeah, see, I used to have trouble with math. I just want to quit. Sometimes you can get frustrated. You're trying to be good. Just like this dog, learn how to climb steps. Sometimes people need to be patient. They walked around the bedroom, and Dasher was told that this was where she would sleep. Dasher looked at the big, soft bed in the center of the room and hopped right on top. I don't think the big bed in the bedroom was for the dog. How many of you guys jump on the big bed and mom and dad say, hey, go sleep in your own bed? Ever? Yeah, I know. That sounds like you. Go sleep in your own bed. This is your bed, Dasher, Bobby said, pointing at the dog bed on the floor. Dasher jumped down, and she was told. She was so sorry for her mistake and decided to investigate her bed by the window. Bonk! Went Dasher's nose into the clear glass. She yelped in surprise. You've never seen a window before, have you? John asked as she checked Dasher's hurt nose. Sometimes they get excited and if the glass is too clean, they run and they'll go hit their head. Our Izzy, who we don't have today, did that the other day. Not sort of funny actually, but I'm glad the dog didn't get hurt. Dasher backed quickly away and rammed into a table. Then with a thud, a lamp tipped and fell over. "Be careful, Dasher," they said. This poor dog was getting used to the new surroundings, bumping into everything. Feeling much better downstairs again, Dasher wondered when would she be let outside. Her potty trips at the racetrack had been scheduled, and she didn't know how to tell him she had to go use the bathroom.
I know.
"No, Dasher," cried John when he saw the puddle on the carpet. Dasher knew she made another mistake. She had made so many. Were they going to punish her? Dasher feared what John might do and backed away from him. An open door signaled her way to escape. She darted through in a hurry. Georgia, John, and Bobby gave chase in a panic. Dasher wasn't safe running loose without a leash. Could they keep her from getting hurt? Would they catch the fast dog in time? Remember we said they need to be on a leash or on a fence because they'll run? That's what's happening to Dasher. Dasher reached full speed in 3 easy strides. Ears raked back, neck stretched forward. Dasher's strong muscle carried her further and further away. Houses and trees became streets and moving cars as Dasher blindly fled. A loud piercing squeal. "Arr! Stop!" Dasher in the track. She watched in terror as a car swerved to miss her. You guys know not to be near cars, right? You should be holding your mom and dad's hand.
Yeah, like sit.
Shocked and confused, Dasher didn't notice what they had finally caught up with her. They slipped the leash over her head and hugged and kissed her all the way home. Sometimes when the dogs get away or something like that or do something wrong, they might get yelled at, but ultimately the owners love the dogs. So just like we might get yelled at if we do something wrong, we know that people love us, right? That's important to remember. Exhausted, Dasher fell into a troubled sleep. Why had she moved here? She remembered she hadn't won her last race. Was that that she had done wrong? As time went on, Dasher started to enjoy their sweet praises, comforting hugs, and kind patience. She slowly came to trust and like her new family. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, but it's often worth it in the end. Dasher's confidence grew, and so did her antics. She tossed her stuffed toys and play-bowed Bobby. They laughed even when she tried to get them to play at midnight. She play-bowed. That's something that dogs do. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, but sometimes dogs, especially greyhounds, will slap their front paws on the ground. Their butt will be up in the air and their tail will be wagging, and they just want they just want to play with you. That's a lot of fun. That's called play-bowing. And like you said, Dasher would like to do it at midnight. That's not totally out of the question either, late at night. Overcoming her fear of going outside again wasn't easy, but Dasher soon loved taking walks in the neighborhood. Fluttering leaves and scampering squirrels made each trip a fun new adventure. Dasher often begged to go to the fenced field at the park where she could run and play safely. Buzzing past Bobby at full speed was such a delight. Dasher was thrilled to have her own private racing area in the backyard. Sailing over flower beds and dodging bushes was much, much more fun than running circles at the racetrack. One day they kissed Dasher goodbye and said that they had to leave her alone while they went to work. Dasher didn't pay much attention until she woke up from her nap and realized she was all alone. Dasher watched out the window for them. She paced and panted with worry. Were Georgia, John, and Bobby ever going to come back? What do you think? You think they're coming back? Just when it was getting dark, Dasher's hope had almost run out, she saw the car pull into the driveway. She was so happy to see them that she barked loudly, wagged wildly, and jumped for joy. Are you guys happy sometime when Mom and Dad get home at night? Suddenly, Dasher knew she had moved here. They would be a family and love each other. Dasher realized she was a very, very lucky greyhound, and that adoption was a good thing. They look happy, don't they, with the dog? And I think that actually was the last thing. That was the end. So Dasher found a good home, and she was happy, and they had some trouble, and she might have peed accidentally and bumped into lamps and couldn't climb stairs and maybe got away from them and was scared of the cars. But ultimately, at the end, she found a good home, and I hope you enjoyed the story of Dasher getting adopted. Thank you.
Let's go get something.